base of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, Africa, lies the birthplace of one of the world's most precious gemstones. Join us as we discover the wonder of Tanzanite. Hi Robert, I'm Carrie.
Yeah, pleased to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. I've been a jewellery and gemstone expert for over 12 years, so when Morris Gadd, one of the owners of Tanzanite International, called and asked me to come on this trip to Tanzania, it was such a great opportunity to experience the stone and learn more about where it comes from. The tour of the mine was eye-opening. I thought I knew a lot about Tanzanite, I thought I was an expert. But if I learnt one thing, I learnt that I really didn't know as much as I thought I did. You hear about how manual the process is, and you hear about how rare the stone is and how difficult it is to find. But when you actually go out there and you drive along this dusty road with Maasai tribes people herding their cattle back and forth for water, you realise how remote it is. Morris, I still can't believe that we're actually here at the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Carrie, I can't tell you how excited I am to have you come and see how Tanzanites are mined. Knowing that this is truly the only place in the world that you can actually get a Tanzanite. And for you to go down into the shaft, into the mine, and actually see how much work is done to bring out just 1 carat of Tanzanite.
Okay, so this what?
Carrie, take a look at this. We have some green garnet, tsavorite, pyrite, and
Tanzanite.
whoa, look at that Tanzanite. Look what we have to go through to get you 1 carat of Tanzanite.
It's just an experience. You come up filthy and dirty, but so excited about what you see.
Asante.
Great job.
Hayley Hennig, who works with the Tanzanite Foundation, one of the organisations that really educates the world about Tanzanite and makes sure that the proceeds of Tanzanite go back towards the Tanzanian people. So she truly is one of the world's experts when it comes to this stone and the mining process. We've made our way here to the top of the plant. So Hayley, I guess it's safe to say that what we see behind us isn't just a pile of rubbish.
It's definitely not a pile of rubbish. This is called the run-of-mine pit. And this is Tanzanite. This is the beginning of the life stages of Tanzanite. And we sort through this, and that's what we're about to see next.
So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. After this process, we'll start to see something that looks a little bit more like Tanzanite. Tell us how this works, Hayley.
It is simply a separation of Tanzanite and the other material using water and, of course, density. The Tanzanite simply sinks to the bottom of the tank and the rest of the material floats away.
The Tanzanian gentlemen who sort the stones, you know, at first it looks like it's almost random. They work so quickly. But as you get up close and you start to understand what they're doing, they have this incredible skill. They're dealing with hundreds and hundreds of stones every hour, and they can literally tell at a glance or a quick look which are the highest quality, which are not gem quality. They separate them at a speed you wouldn't believe. And you just start to understand how labour intensive it is to find those beautiful deep blue stones. They did put a couple of the really large stones in front of me. One of them will probably end up being a finished Tanzanite piece over 200 carats. And that's pretty incredible in the world of Tanzanite. So that for me was definitely a highlight of the trip because I understand how unusual it is to find a stone that size. Tanzanite International and the Tanzanite Foundation have started the Maasai Women's Project, and essentially what they do is donate some of the lower grade Tanzanite that comes from the mine to a group of Maasai women, and they've taught them the skills to make jewellery out of that Tanzanite. So these women who generally in this society don't have a lot of choices, don't have a lot of options, suddenly have this way to be self-sustaining and to give themselves a little bit more power in the community because they're able to make money. Morris Gadd's daughter, Sarah, joined us on this trip. She's very instrumental in designing Tanzanite back home, and she was as moved by the Maasai Women's Project as I was. Sarah, you basically designed the Sefi Kalima collection for Tanzanite International. Now that you've experienced the Maasai Women's Project, do you feel differently about the stone?
Absolutely. I first set out to design a Tanzanite designer brand. I decided to really look into their culture and society and I found that the main language that they spoke was the Swahili language, so we decided to incorporate that language into naming the brand. Now actually coming down here for the first time ever and seeing the Maasai women and what they are doing was such an emotional experience. It really gave me so much hope to see what we are building and what we are contributing when we do purchase Tanzania jewellery.
Morris was so moved by the Maasai Women's Project that he made a commitment there and then, on the spot, to purchase his product and to make it available in Tanzanite international stores throughout the Caribbean and Alaska.
Carrie and I, together, I will be purchasing all the jewelry, but Carrie will be helping us sell it to the U.S. market.
Tanzanite's already a beautiful stone, but these pieces truly hold the spirit of Tanzania. They're entirely made by hand, and I think there's something that you appreciate even more about a piece when you know that human hands have touched it in Tanzania and that your investment in it will truly give back to the local people. We had an opportunity to visit the Ngorongoro crater with Morris and his daughter Sarah, and although at first I didn't really understand the relevance to Tanzanite, when you come out here and you experience the wildlife and the landscapes and just the incredible environment, you realize that this is truly a big part of the Tanzanite story. This is the one place in the world where this precious gemstone comes from, and geologists say that there's a 1 in a million chance that an occurrence will ever be found somewhere else.
I was reflecting on Tanzanite and Tanzania, and what I've seen here is something so unbelievable. And to see that Tanzanite really truly only comes from one region in the world, and that's here. And to go on a safari and to see these beautiful animals and just this beautiful country. And I now understand why God has given, you know, Tanzania, Tanzanite. It's truly a special, special place.
Tanzanite International does a lot with the local schools in the area. So I had the privilege of visiting some of the local schools with Morris Gadd and with Haley from the Tanzanite Foundation. Tanzanite International works with the Tanzanite Foundation locally to find out what the greatest needs of the different schools are. And so in this case, Morris arrived with thousands of dollars worth of textbooks. And what really got my attention was that we also took some special treats for the kids and we gave out cookies. But although they were excited about the cookies, they were so excited to receive these textbooks. And I think, you know, it's clear that they don't receive a lot of materials to move ahead in life and to learn. And for them, that was very important.
The stone is a beautiful stone, but where it comes from is even more beautiful. And the people of this country are such beautiful, beautiful people. And to meet with them and to speak with them and see their smiles and see how content they are with what they have really taught me a major lesson.
Once you've been to Tanzania and you've experienced the wildlife, the landscapes, the people, and you've seen that incredibly difficult mining process, it's a totally different appreciation of Tanzanite. You know, if there's one thing that I would say to people who are in the Caribbean or in Alaska and they're in a Tanzanite international store and they're considering buying Tanzanite, it's that you're not just buying a beautiful piece of jewelry or a rare gemstone, but you're actually having a very positive impact on an entire country.